President Trump, he's declared coronavirus is over. Yes, he has declared today it is over. As part of the Trump administration's list of its achievements, it says on its list of scientific achievements today, they have ended the COVID-19 pandemic. It's over, guys. We can all go out and celebrate now.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
It was in a press release from the White House Office of Science and Technology. And by the way, Trump doubled down on it in Pennsylvania, so it wasn't no typo. He said on Monday at 3 different rallies in Pennsylvania, it's ended. It's over. Really?
You know what's wild?
Really?
Like, it's crazy because I honestly treat stuff like this, like any information from Trump or the White House, I treat it like I treat the weatherman. I never trust it. Like, I just go on doing what I believe is going to happen.
The information is political. The information coming out of the White House is to benefit Donald Trump or benefit his supporters or benefit the people who donate big dollars to Donald Trump. The information is not to better the American public. It is not government on behalf of the American public. It is government for Donald Trump's benefit. Let me tell you what's going on with coronavirus on the same day that Donald Trump says it's over. Financial markets went into a tailfall today. The Dow Jones at one point was down over 1,000 points. I don't know where it ended. Investors were reacting to the growing infection rates and little hope of any stimulus package happening before the election. Vice President Pence has canceled all of his appearances, including at the confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett, after he was in contact with at least 5 close staff members, all who have the disease. More than half of the United States reported their highest daily number of coronavirus cases this month. According to the Washington Post coronavirus tracker, this past week, the nation has suffered a 20% increase in new diagnosed cases, a 13% rise in hospitalizations, an 11% rise in daily deaths, and a 7-day average of new cases reaching its highest ever level. Some areas are back to the way they were during the first dark peak of the pandemic: packed ICUs, taxed medical systems, victims, dead people remaining in refrigerated units, refrigerated trucks, and having no final burial. In Fort Worth, Texas, Tarrant County election officials have shut down 3 polling locations because the poll workers all have coronavirus. Meanwhile, the New York Times reports that countries like France, Italy, Germany, Britain, they're reporting their highest death tolls in months from coronavirus. President Emmanuel Macron announced this day that France is going on a nationwide lockdown as of Friday. In Germany, as of Friday, every restaurant and bar is closed for at least 1 month. Now, nonetheless, in Pennsylvania, where thousands were gathered without any social distancing, no mask wearing, President Trump says there's no danger. Before taking the stage in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump today rejected Joe Biden's claim that Trump's strategies had been to wave the white flag of defeat and hope that by ignoring it, the virus would simply go away. Donald Trump said today, no, he has waved the white flag on life. He doesn't leave his basement. We're doing a great job. Biden, in his retort, said, the bottom line is this.
Everything's under control.
Donald Trump is the worst possible president, the worst possible person to try to lead us through this pandemic. Either he just doesn't have any idea or he just doesn't care.
I think it's both.
It has ended the pandemic. Can you imagine? It's over.
No, it's not.
Look at everything that you just read.
Can you imagine?
Like, how does it just end? Because he said so, right? Just like when we didn't know about it.
Let me tell you why. Very interesting tidbit of information came out from Bob Woodward today. Do you remember who Bob Woodward is?
Oh yeah, he was the guy from All the News.
He was the guy from All the President's Men. He was Robert Redford. I don't know if you know who Robert Redford. Maybe
he's the one with the real T.
Right. He was Robert Redford. Robert Redford played him in All the President's Men. He is the one who was the Washington Post reporter. He was the one who exposed Richard Nixon and Watergate and had Richard Nixon, because of Woodward and Bernstein, resign. Now, Woodward had interviewed Donald Trump and Jared Kushner and some other people to write a book about the history of Donald Trump. And you would say, well, why would Donald Trump do that? Because of his ego. Bob Woodward is the #1 political reporter in the United States of America, and Donald Trump wanted his autobiography to be written by the #1 guy. Unfortunately, they kept sticking their foot in their mouth. White House senior advisor Jared Kushner, in April, while being interviewed for Bob Woodward's book about Donald Trump, he boasted about Trump wresting back control of the coronavirus response from scientific experts. In the interview, it was conducted on April 18th. This was right around Easter time when they were doing a 30-day United States. You remember even Donald Trump was saying everybody quarantine for 30 days?
Yeah.
So this is right around, we're a month into it, okay? And Donald Trump is finally, telling people, all right, he's having his press conferences every day. Jared Kushner has an interview with Bob Woodward. It's on audio, so it's not based on Woodward's memory. They have the words, Kushner saying these things. He said that the United States was moving into the, quote, comeback phase, and that the administration came to a negotiated settlement to begin lifting restrictions on economic activity. Kushner said, Trump is in charge, not the doctors. The interview came shortly after the Trump administration announced guidelines on reopening the United States of America. Kushner said, quote, and this is on audio, that in my mind was almost like Trump getting the country back from the doctors. That doesn't mean there's not going to be a whole lot of pain and won't be a pain for a while. Basically, what happened was they said, we're willing to have everybody die. We're willing to have everybody suffer. We're going to reopen the country. We're going to tell everybody it's perfectly okay to go about your business, because they felt that was the best way to re-election. Now, I will say this. #1, they're morons, because the best way to re-election, your #1 priority of a president of the United States is saving lives and saving the health and well-being of Americans. So when people are getting killed and people don't trust you, you lose elections. And by the way, all of this has not caused the economy to do any better by Donald Trump lying to people to tell them to go back to work. So what he has done, his fantastic brain trust, that is brilliant people, is they lost, or presumably we'll find out in 5 days, but presumably lost the election. It was Donald Trump's election to lose. He had a good economy going. He had enough of support to win. And all he had to do was navigate coronavirus, and it was his election to lose. I think he lost it because of this. But we'll see. What do you guys think?
It's just crazy to me that he could just lie to his people like that and think that it's okay. It's wild.
And
it's crazy that
a week before an election.
Right.
Again, this is just another, I just feel like it's an election year. It's coming closer and closer. I think this might be a way for Trump to, all this time has been like, don't worry, COVID is fine. We're all going to be okay. And this is just his way of like I said, we're all going to be fine. I have it under control. Vote for me.
Yeah, he did.
And we'll see how that goes.
He did it on purpose. He told everyone to go back.
Really
yep, that's what I'm trying to say.
They knew. He did it on purpose. He told everyone to go back to work. People are going to die, but we're going to keep the economy open. And as long as the economy is going well, I'm going to get reelected. And it was all about his own selfish political gain. The hell with anybody who dies. The hell with anybody who gets sick. But unfortunately, you don't win against Mother Nature.
Right.
Okay? Donald Trump, as powerful as he is, loses to Mother Nature every time. And
do you think he actually had it?
And coronavirus is going to have, unfortunately, as sick as this is, the last laugh. So if you don't protect yourself, people are going to get sick. People are not going to spend money. Companies are going to close. People are, not everybody's an idiot. Not everybody runs into a fire. So until you get this under control, economic activity is not going to go the way you want it to go. And that's really the bottom line.
Do you think he really had coronavirus?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
that was questionable for me.
Really? No, I think he did. Meanwhile,
I mean, the way that he just got up like the next day, and
because he took all these therapeutics, and he had round-the-clock care. And you know what? If everybody had the doctor care and the medicine, everybody fawning over him that Donald Trump did in the presidential suite in the best hospital in the United States of America, everybody else would be walking out of the hospital in a few days too. Just unfortunately, we all don't have access to that medical care. And when he was convalescing in the White House, such as somebody's convalescing in their apartment, somebody doesn't have doctors and nurses on top of them 24 hours a day taking their vital signs and making sure that they're well hydrated and medicated and everything else. So when he went to the hospital, he was in a lot better shape than people who go to the hospital who don't have doctors and nurses standing on top of you in your apartment or home.
Okay.
Meanwhile, former President Barack Obama ridiculed Donald Trump at a Florida rally yesterday. Obama has recently abandoned traditional decorum at a drive-in rally in Orlando to boost support for his former Vice President Joe Biden. Obama spoke of record numbers dying of coronavirus in the United States and asking the president, what is his closing argument? That people are too focused on coronavirus? He said this at one of his rallies. COVID, 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 he's complaining. He's jealous of COVID's media coverage. At a rally on Saturday in North Carolina, Trump did complain that the media was paying too much attention to coronavirus. Said Obama, if he had been focused on COVID from the beginning, cases would not be reaching record highs across the country this week. The White House would not be having its second outbreak in a month. And quite frankly, I'll be honest with you, which Obama didn't say, but I'll say, Trump would be well on his way to winning another election.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Scary.
Tyler Perry, you know him, right? Never heard of him, right? You heard of the guy, right?
$1 billion.
Oh, yeah, $1 billion. He made a movie or two. Right, what did he do? He made a movie once, right, Tyler Perry?
Yeah, once
or twice he made a movie. So recently he posted a thirst trap on Instagram. The media mogul has clearly been hitting the gym lately, and apparently he wants us all to know it. His most recent Instagram post of showing off his slimmed down physique. The comments were immediate, with one saying, did everyone know Tyler Perry was out here looking like a yummy meal and no one reminded me? Zup Zaddy.
Wow, he does look great.
Zaddy, not Zaddy. While another wrote, Tyler out here looking like a snack. Now some voiced their confusion, tweeting, I just read my TL for the first time today. I cannot believe are like ironically thirsting over Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, I know. That's crazy.
Is he a snack?
So,
I mean, nowadays he's looking like a snack.
He's looking like a snack?
Nesquik, does he look like a snack now, or is it because he's a billionaire he looks like a snack?
No, dude, he's lost weight. He looks like he's been taking care of himself. And the $1 billion, why not? But what if he loses that $1 billion? He still has that fit.
He's still looking like a snack.
Life. Yeah.
Somebody said 2020 must be one of the worst years ever if we ever called Madea a snack. Because she still looked like Madea to me.
You read that in one of the squads said that, or you read that separately?
No. I read that tweet from somebody that said it was like.
That's hilarious. Right.
Because he still looks like Madea to me.
How much more could 2020 go off the rails, right?
Right. But big ups to him.
Well, I'm glad he's in shape. One of us should be, right?
Right.
Yeah, a man in the United Kingdom recently made an unusual discovery of a rather old-looking business card for one Percy Longprong that was found underneath the floorboards while work was being carried out on a house. A calling card for Percy Longprong. I wonder what Percy Longprong's occupation was. The post online by a user named Richard Attenborough featured a photo of the business card itself with promises that Percy's services are satisfaction guaranteed and states he requires cash before mounting. The card also informs potential customers that maidens will be treated gently, while extra attention will be given to any neglected married women. Spinsters will apparently be, quote, delighted by him, and widows are his specialty. Sounds like Yo-Yo, if you were living in a different generation, maybe this would be your calling card, maybe. I don't know.
Absolutely not.
The back of the card features, this is a real card that was found. This was a real business card.
Extra attention to saliva exchange. And it says finger diddle, French tickler, Vaseline if needed, whips and scourges, 3 strokes. Nah,
where are you getting all of this information?
That's what I'm trying to talk. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Where are you getting all this information? It's on the card.
It's on the card.
All right. Well, I will tell you what one person wrote. One person wrote, "That's a male prostitute with class. Do not Google what the services are. I lost my cookies thinking about it." Third replied, "That is amazing. It needs to go in a museum." Percy Longprong.
What would your list
What would be my names?
Dr. Love or Brad?
Well, I don't know what my list would. I don't even have a name. I mean, at least Yo-Yo has Dr. Love, on his calling card.
Right.
I'm still just nobody wants to pay Uncle Brad anything, So.
Well, then you might be a customer.
What? I may be a customer. I'm not a customer of Percy Longprong. I don't know what you're calling me.
You never know. Percy could be a big female, too.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Well, sending a message to a wrong telephone number can really ruin your day, but a woman recently sent the ultimate wrong number message when she accidentally group chatted her family about her hookup by a mistake. On TikTok, user Ava May shared her parents' furious response after she accidentally messaged them. It's fair to say that they really were not impressed. In fact, it's possible that they're currently driving to her university right now to pick her up and bring her home. Ava May captioned a hilarious clip, "The most awkward moment of my life." The screen shows a group chat filled with Ava May, her mom, and her dad, and she wrote, "When you text the family group chat for permission to hook up with a boy when you're blocked." In it, she messaged, "I'm about to hook up with this kid. Is it fine?" Her parents immediately responded with her mom blasting, "What? Avery, behave. Were you hacked?" Her dad said, "Huh? What? Kidding? Not funny." Now, Avery mistakenly responded, "Did you leave?" before catching on and adding, "Sorry, wrong person."
Nah, dad. She don't know how to play it right. Because I've done this before.
Yeah, so what'd you say?
You're supposed to play it off.
You're supposed to say yes. You go LOL, right?
Yeah, LOL, gotcha.
Gotcha.
You could have easily paid this off.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, gotcha. Dad, text me. I'm in the library.
Right.
Right?
I would have FaceTimed them. Like, all right, guys, in like my pajamas.
This is a weird one. I don't know if this goes under bestiality or what.
Oh, God.
But I'm just reading it. It's no secret that when dogs find a toy that they love, it can be pretty tricky to get it off of them. Unfortunately, for one dog walker, the pooch they were taking care of took a liking to a rather embarrassing item. Clara Robson was out walking her Labrador named Charlie and thought he was playing with a stick. He looked like he was having a great time, so she decided to snap a photo to send to his owner. But upon closer inspection, she soon realized that the one-year-old pup had actually found a sex toy and was carrying it around in his mouth. As if it was not enough, the 33-year-old then spent the next 15 minutes chasing Charlie around the park, trying to get the dildo out of his mouth. She joked that it was especially hard to catch it, bounced everywhere. Clara desperately tried to get rid of the unwanted item, but before she could kick it out of reach, another dog decided to join in on the fun. Eventually, she managed to distract Charlie enough to hide the sex toy in a ditch. Do you think that Clara still has a job sending a picture to the owner of the dog? Look at your cute dog walking around with a sex toy in his mouth. I think Clara
it never fails to have a sex toy story on Hump Day.
There's always a sex toy or a blow-up doll, right?
What is a dildo doing in the middle of the field?
I don't know. Who would leave a dildo in the middle of a field for a dog to pick up? Who would do such a thing?
Gosh.
Right? I have no idea where this happened, but if I had to take a guess, you want to know where I believe this happened?
The UK.
In the UK, exactly. It's the only place in the world where that would happen. And finally, a group of paleontologist scientists who study the history of life on Earth through fossil record ran into an unexpected problem during its annual conference when its chat filter censored the words bone, pubic, and other terms commonly used in the field. The Society of Vertebrate Paleontology is holding its conference online this week because of COVID. Now, participants in some of the meeting's early question and answer sessions, they noticed their comments were being censored by the profanity filter, even though they were using common terms in paleontology, such as sexual and hell in Hell Creek, which is the name of a famous fossil formation in Montana. Stephanie Drumheller, a paleontologist at the University of Tennessee, explained in a Reddit post that the virtual meeting platform provided by Convoy Services came with a prepackaged naughty word filter. Among the block words were pubic, stroke, and stream. One participant noted the filter blocked the Asian name Wang, but did not block the Western name Johnson, even though both are slang for you-know-what. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.